Speaker, and I'd like to take a moment to talk about a truly local issue in Christchurch, and Christchurch Central in particular. And it's one that's actually hit the news. And I'll take this opportunity to advocate for the Christ Church Cathedral. And you've seen, you know, I was there, and I in my maiden speech, actually, I spoke about looking out of the window of the office I then occupied, and out of one window, one building collapsed, the PGC building, and out of the other, I saw the spire of that cathedral topple. And it's worth just thinking about the reality of earthquakes here. And, you know, the last member talked about the disasters in the north, and I recognise that as well. The cathedral's arguably the last significant building that remains as essentially an indication that things aren't finished. And, you know, I'd invite every member here to come to Christchurch and look at the amazing, and I can't help, I must mention that the current speaker had something to do with the planning of the city's rebuild, and I acknowledge that, and the work that the prior government, before the Labor government, did there, and the further delivery that people like Megan Woods did as well. But the cathedral remains a problem. It's fundamentally a private building. It is a part of the Anglican Church, but public funds have gone into it already. And in my view, the church will hold it on trust for the people of Christchurch. And that when it is rebuilt, because it will be rebuilt, it needs to be an open and community space. But the problem that we're facing now, and it's a problem that's been faced with a lot of earthquake repairs and rebuilds, especially of heritage buildings, is the fact that it's clearly going to cost a lot more than it was initially anticipated. And the trust entity, the cathedral entity, has essentially gone cap in hand to the public, to the ratepayer, to the taxpayer, to the church, to philanthropists, and said, look, we need to get together because leaving it there in the current state is really not an option. We've come too far to turn back now. And I absolutely endorse those people who, in the public arena and on social media and elsewhere, say, we can't just tip public money into projects like this willy-nilly. There absolutely has to be a limit. But I certainly, and I know the Minister for Arts, Culture and Heritage, I think he's nodding because he has received a plaintive email from me saying, will you look at this? Because, and I hope that all of the members of Parliament who are in Christchurch will do that. And I absolutely hope that the members of Parliament in Christchurch electorates who are part of the National Party will be speaking loudly in their caucus to say, we need to look at this. We need to advocate for this. Leanne Watson, who might not be a likely ally, who is the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, has said we do not want this building to remain as a symbol of the past or of Christchurch. Christchurch for a long time was kind of branded by the cathedral, and there was nothing wrong with that. But the brand of Christchurch now is the amazing vibrancy that the Otakoraivan River makes, the amazing things that go on in our university and in our wider city. And we do need to tidy up the cathedral. We absolutely need to engage with the wider community and have a mandate to do that. But my case today is that government also has a part to play. It has put money into it. The government, under my predecessor, the MP for Christchurch Central, and Megan Woods, have put $25 million into this project, which is now going to cost $248 million. The city's put $10 million into it as well. The church has put their insurance funds, and there are philanthropists out there who have put their hand in their own pocket for tens of millions of dollars as well. Now, I'm not suggesting that the government should bear the lion's share of that burden, but I think what the funding ratios that have gone on in the past are a good way to look forward. You know, and I hear the naysayers that this is a church and we shouldn't be funding religion, or it's just a quaint. I've seen better buildings in English villages, but at the end of the day, it's a landmark in the centre of Christchurch, and we need to see it restored, and we need to see it open in a public and community space for all. And I hope that this government will consider that carefully. Kia ora, Mr. Speaker.